Hello everyone and welcome to this new video from Free Dreams 106 channel. Welcome back to the channel after the Christmas holidays. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and I wish all my followers a wonderful new year. We are kicking off 2026 with a new HueForge themed video, specifically a tutorial. The first guide I made about this software was about 2 years ago, and several things have changed in the meantime. So I thought I would make an updated tutorial for those starting from scratch or those who want to consolidate their HueForge basics. HueForge is truly a fantastic program because it allows us to create real masterpieces with our 3D printers. In this video, we will start with what HueForge is and why it is so interesting, and then we will move on to the computer to understand how you can create your first work with this software. I will guide you step by step through this process, from installing the program through slicing to the actual printing process. For this guide, I will use the Prusa Core 1L with Prusa filaments, but you can use any machine and filaments you have. So, let's cut the chase and get into it. So, what is HueForge and why it is so interesting? HueForge is a program that allows us to create STL files for our 3D printers, but not just any files, rather works that will then come to life with filaments and become real 3D images. A quick note, one of HueForge's strengths is that it does not require a multicolor unit or multicolor 3D printer. In fact, it allows us to create color images with any 3D printer on the market, using simple pauses between layers, which we'll explore in more details shortly. But how does HueForge work? And what's the trick? The unique feature of this program is that it exploits the transparency of the filaments to create many shades from a handful of colors, even just as few as 2 spools. In fact, when printed, each spool does not give us a completely opaque layer, but rather a layer with a certain degree of transparency, a bit like a fabric. HueForge exploits this degree of transparency, which is measured with the TD value, and creates a 3D model in which shades are created by overlapping different layers of different colors. When we use HueForge, we can import an image and create an STL file that exploits this principle using some simple adjustments. Let's go to the computer and see how. Here we are at the computer for our HueForge tutorial. Let's start by installing the program. First, you need to go to the HueForge website and purchase a license. Which license should you purchase? It's very simple. If you plan to create files just for yourself for hobby use, the personal license costing €21 or $24 will suffice and will give you lifetime access to the software, plus 2 years of software updates, meaning you can download new improved version for 2 years. If, on the other hand, you plan to sell physical products for which you have created the STL file with HueForge, you will need the limited commercial license. Finally, if you plan to sell the digital files, which are the STLs you generate with this program, you will need the professional license. Once you have purchased the license, you can access this screen and download the zip file containing the program executable. It is available for Windows, Mac and Linux. Then simply create a folder called HueForge on your disk and extract the content of the zip file into this folder. You can also create a desktop icon for HueForge or launch the software directly. Once open, you will see a welcome screen with some basic information about the software. We can click on the X and access the workspace, which should look similar to mine. Let's take a look at the most important items and sections that will be useful to us throughout this guide. On the left, we find the filament library, which includes all the filament already calibrated for HueForge. Here we can also add custom filaments. As you can see, we find the name of the filament together with the color and the TD, which is the number I mentioned in the introduction that measures the transparency of the spool. As you can see, there are lots of pre-calibrated filaments included, and we can add the ones we own to the own section simply by clicking on the square next to the corresponding item. Don't worry if you can't find some of the filaments you want to use, because you can calibrate and add custom spools without any problems. I leave the link to the guide I created on this topic above, which you can easily watch after this video. In the lower area, we find the settings related to the layers and image dimensions. We'll go into more detail about this in a moment. In the upper area, we find a whole other set of settings which are more advanced. If you're interested, you can take a look at this dedicated video. The most important area is the central one, which is our actual workspace. Let's get started right away. Let's set the mode we'll be using most with HueForge, which is Color Match. This guide will focus on this option, so let's click on the drop-down menu next to Match Mode and select Color Match. To explain in simple terms what makes this mode unique, I can tell you that it is HueForge's most powerful option, because it allows us to tell the program exactly where we want a certain color to be. Now we can import our image in JPEG, PNG, WEB or SVG format to get started. For this tutorial, I've chosen to use an image available in the HueForge sample folder, so you can easily follow my steps by opening it on your computer as well. So let's click on File, Open Image and enter the Tutorial Images folder. Then let's select the Cyber Samurai. As you can see, when we import an image, it will appear on the right side of the screen, while on the left we will find a preview of the print. These central columns are called cores and are the areas where we will insert the filaments we intend to use for our print. As you can see, the unique feature of Color Match is that it uses two. If you are interested in finding out more about this mode, I have included a dedicated video above. In this guide, we will start with the basics, also to avoid confusion. Let's start with the left core, which we will use to define how to layer the file. So, what do? First, we need to identify the basic colors of the image. In this case, for the samurai, we have black, gray, red, yellow and white. Now, let's start inserting the filaments we have in this color onto the core. We'll start from the base, which is made with black for practically any HueForge print. Let's drag one of the black filaments we have onto the core. Just click on it and hold down to drag it onto the column. This flag will appear. If we hover it, we can confirm that the filament is the correct one by reading the label. Then insert the other filaments. As you can see, the preview will change automatically. But what exactly are we doing? We are instructing HueForge on how we want to position the colors. For example, we are telling it that gray should start at layer 8, white should start at layer 20, and so on. Now we can move these sliders to emphasize a color more or less and arrive at the preview that satisfies us. The principle is that the more layers are dedicated to a filament, the more intense its color will be. We can add more filaments to create more accurate shades. For example, here we could add a light gray to achieve better shadow gradation. You can see that the core shows us the color we will find at different levels, and here you can see the power of HueForge. For example, between red and yellow, you will see that an orange layer will be created. As we experiment, we can activate and deactivate the sliders by selecting the flag we need and pressing the space bar. You will see that if we disable a slider, it will become semi-transparent. When we are satisfied with the preview, we can move on to the other slider by clicking on this arrow and then clicking on the double arrow to copy the structure of the core we just ordered. And here we are with the final result. We can change the size of the model before exporting it from width and height. As for the other options, it is best to leave them as they are, because these are the most versatile layer heights for creating our HueForge works. Once you have more experience, you can start experiment a bit with the advanced options. Now we can click on File and Export STL to save the mesh and slicing instructions. I recommend that you also save the HueForge project and create a dedicated folder to for all the files, because there will be between 3 and 4 of them. Now let's open the slicer we want to use. As I mentioned earlier, I will be using the Prusa Core 1L for this guide, together with Prusa Slicer, but the process is identical for any 3D printer you use. Furthermore, Prusa Slicer has an interface very similar to that of the Bamboo Studio or Orca Slicer software family. Let's import the STL into the slicer and prepare it for printing. We will need a dedicated slicing profile. Set the height of the first layer to 0.16 mm and the height of the other layers to 0.08 mm. Then change the number of walls to 1 and the infill to 100% with the aligned rectilinear pattern. Now we can click on Slice, and once the software has prepared the file, we will insert the poses for the color changes. We can open the file with the instructions and follow the software's directions. You can see that we have the list of filaments used and the filament changes to be made. We start with the black filament, then at layer 8 we add the pose to switch to gray, and then we can add the poses for all the other filaments. So let me insert them, and once I've finished I can click on Slice again, because the poses will not be saved otherwise. Now I have the file ready and I can send it to print to my machine. And this is the final result. With HueForge you can really create masterpieces, and with a little practice you can generate files for really complex images with lots of shades. As I mentioned in the video, I've dedicated a bunch of tutorials to this software in a series entitled From Zero to HueForge. So if you want to learn more about this program, the options it offers, the tricks to get amazing results, here is the link to the dedicated playlist. If you found this video useful, you can give the channel a big boost with a small gesture, such as leaving a like or a comment below. And if you like this video, you might also like this one.